from the hollers and hills of West Virginia. It's Heavenly Hills Homestead with another episode. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we'll start up here where the sunflower patch was. Look at the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful snail flowers over here. Aren't they gorgeous? Let's take a look at them real quick here. Man, look at that pumpkin plant. She is shot out here. I'm hoping that a little pumpkin will show up on her. We don't know yet. We'll see. But look at all these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful snail vines. Now, I do not know where the, oh, there's a little yellow in it. Look at there. See the yellow? Ain't that pretty? I don't know where they, oh yeah, hey, look there. Yeah, yellow comes on around. It's pretty neat. These are beautiful. So, all the way up through there. Just stacks and stacks and stacks of them. It's pretty neat. You gotta water them today. Waiting on this. Y'all see the problem? The cat's got to go. That cat has got to go. Let's find it a home and get it out of here. Anyways, everything here looks good. Everything here looks good. Everything's coming up. Just needs watered. So we got, look here, corn, bean, corn, bean, corn, bean, corn, bean, corn, bean, all the way down through there. That's good, good, good. We'll water all this in good this evening. Good up here too. All right, looking pretty good, pretty good. That other corn down there in the bottom, now, it didn't come up so hot, I don't think. That did. I'm waiting on these shoots here to get pretty good size so we can these secondaries, get some good size to them so I could possibly put on another pumpkin, but I don't know if that'll happen or not. Jaden dumping his trash out of the truck again, I see. I'm telling you, these are looking really good here. All these sweet peas, or sweet peas, or sugar snaps as they're known. I've still not, Annie said that she looked at my thing today for my my stuff, and she said that it still hadn't shipped yet, all my seeds. They're getting a little lazy here at Baker Creek. They need to come on. Yeah, I should have them by this week. I should have done had them. I know it was Monday was a holiday, but they should have been processed and at least shipped out today or yesterday. So, I mean, what's going on there at Baker Creek, right? Tomatoes are starting to look pretty decent on some of these. Probably, what in the world is this? Ooh, I know exactly what that is. That's that devil. Y'all see that little devil? We're going to have to take care of that little devil. He's got a bunch of little devil-looking babies or something on him there. Yeah, he's got to go. He's got to go. Okay. The figs are looking good and growing good, I guess. So, I'll leave them alone for right now. Alright, need to get some 7 spray. And spray. But first, let's look at our pumpkins and stuff, shall we? Start down here at this big one down here in the bottom. Kind of wondering if I can't get that thing out of there. See, I don't understand why this is all dying. I don't understand why that all died. And it's dying. It don't make no sense. Anyhow. I don't know if I can get that out of there or not. That's a pretty solid pumpkin. He's a big pumpkin too. She's quite the show, I know that. Oh yeah, we're filling them back in here. All that, look at all that green coming back to life in there for the here, look, see? Even more right there. It's just that center dying out is all it is. The old plant, the old center of that bushel gourd dying out. So it should be fine. In fact, I see more bushel gourds coming on there, so. This pumpkin here is looking nice and big. Just keeps on growing. She's looking good, looking good. Keep pumping her full of ferts. Let her grow. I'd say she's close to 100 right now. Pretty close to it. So let's go ahead and wrap her back up. And on to that. I was reading today that the majority of flat pumpkins go heavy. Now, I want y'all to look at this beastly girl here. She is a beast. We have no issues here on the blossom end. Looking really good. Really good. She's very supple. But anyhow, they said the flatter pumpkins, from what I was reading today, that the flatter pumpkins go heavy. Go heavy to chart for some reason. I like the sound of that. Now, we don't have a lot of issues in here. Okay. We are going to get in here, we're going to clean it out, and doctor it up, and fix it up the best that we can. We are doing what we can to fill it up, fix it up. Right, keep her pumping. That's the name of the game right now. Just keep her growing, keep her growing. Huh. That frog there. I see it. Felt something hit my leg. I thought, what in the world was that? There it is. It's a frog. Keep her like that and keep her growing. We'll sneak down in here and take a look at this one real fast. So many leaves need taken out of here for sure. So many sunflower heads is what I'm going to come in here after here in just a minute. Cut some of these heads off, cut some of these bad leaves that are really bad off. That's what we're going to do today. That's what we're going to do today. She's starting to turn very orange. Looking really pretty. I'm telling you, she's looking really pretty. Sounds like she's getting a little harder. Oh yeah, So what little bit she is sucking up, she's just filling it in. So take that big old rascal and put it over in David's lawn. Oh yeah. Hopefully that one up there will get this big old hump like that, but it'll get a lot bigger and longer. Grow all the way down her is what I'm hoping. So anyhow, let's get on to the next. Okay guys, so here we are at this big gal. Man, I'm telling y'all, she feels like a rock. I'm not just saying that, she does feel like a rock. And I hate spiders, you see that? That's never what I want to see. But see why I think she's a rock? Look at that, that's sap. It has dried up on her and it's hard and slick like a super glue or something. Anyways, she cantalouped like crazy up here around this blossom end. As you can see, that cantaloupe goes all the way around her. Like she just, I mean, and when you thump on her, she just sounds like a beast. So how big is she? I don't have a clue, but I'm thinking she's pretty big. I never did get this off of it, so it went to the wayside there. I'm going to try to get, maybe today, get it off of its main vine there. Try to pull her some. A lot of dings and dents and stuff on her right here. I wonder where all them marks have come from. I do not remember seeing a bunch of, like somebody's been out here fooling with her and putting a bunch of fingernail marks in her. I didn't do that. I don't, I'm very careful how and what I do with my pumpkins, so. Feels dry, looks good in there. As you can tell, it's very, very clean. So if you're wondering if you should split a pumpkin, you can. And sometimes you might should. I think I probably should have just stuck a fan on this and waited, because I did that to Elsa, and Elsa's doing fine right now. So is surgery needed? I would say there is a time for it, but this was not the time, and I think I shouldn't have gotten scared and done it. I think that's what I probably should have done. I should have not got scared and should not have did that to her, because when I done that, she did drop off. She did drop off when I done that. And she ain't been the same since. Now, she's a big pumpkin. I mean, she's huge. But her growth hadn't been as good either since then. So, what are my thoughts? Wait until you absolutely have to do the surgery. I'm glad I know how to do the surgery, so it's not a total loss. I did learn. All right, but I've learned a lot this year. Okay, I've learned a lot. Okay, so I've learned to be patient. I've learned to listen to some advice and to some other advice. It's good advice, but maybe not the advice that you need right then. So you gotta wait. All right, and then, you know, because nobody, I don't think anybody intentionally is out to get you. Now, there might be some people out there that's going to tell you wrong advice just for the, here, see what I told y'all about the geese a couple, like last week, that they would be flying by from now until spring. Well, there they go, to the river. And they'll be back this evening. Anyways, they leave the big lake back there and they come over here and to go to the river and then come back in the evenings. I don't understand it. But anyhow, back to this, I don't think anybody, there might be some people that intentionally tells you wrong things. There's some more. that tells you wrong things to intentionally screw you up. I do believe there are people out there like that. All right. But I also believe that the majority of them are really just wanting to help you, and they've had to go through something like that similar, and they're thinking, well, if I would have got an early jump on it, I could have saved my pumpkin or whatever. Okay. So that might be why they tell you that. Either way, I learned a valuable lesson here, how to do it, what to do, what to look for, you know, to wait a little longer, you know, that you can just put a fan on it like I did Elsa. I didn't split her right off the bat. I split her pumpkin shoulder and put a T, you know, cross section there on her pumpkin shoulder. I didn't split the stem. So even though the stem is what's splitting, didn't split it. So anyhow, you know, it's just, you just got to go through trial and error. She might not have been like this one, you know. She might be different. This one right here, I might have left like that, and the next day I come out here and the whole pumpkin was split. It's hard to tell. You just never know. But what I do know is that you know, she did slow down after that. She did have some good gains and good weeks, but she did 210 pounds in 7 days. She was booking, okay? And then when she split like that, I cut her. Those days were over. You know, those kinds of gains was done, all right? So, is it that, or was it the plan or the, I don't know, okay? Chalk it up to either one, I guess. Doesn't matter at this point. But she's still a good-looking pumpkin. She's still a solid pumpkin. And it was solid advice, all right? And it's still working. It's still looking good. But I do believe that you can hold off and wait for a different kind of outcome and different day. All right, so let's go on to the next. Growing like a champ, she is. Look at her. And keep on standing her up till she gets all the way stood up. Okie-dokie, sneak our little rear ends back in here. Turn the water on here in a minute. Water everything down again. Okay. Stem looks good. Everything, she looks good. She's a big pumpkin, guys. I mean, she's really big. And when you thump on her, she does thump pretty good. Pretty good thumping. Let's see what she looks like down here. Absolutely perfect. Nothing going on down here that we couldn't handle. She looks great. So, doing that to the stem, it helped a lot. It helped a lot. She couldn't keep on doing that. That stem was getting soft and she was looking pretty funky. We want to keep the funk away from them. All right, the funk's got to go. A lot of sunflower heads over here too that need cleaned up. All right, there's a pretty good size one, guys. That one and that one up there, both are really nice. So I'm not counting myself out for breaking my own record. It's just is what it is. So long gourds, we'll go over and take a look at them here in a second. I ain't really been in the mood to take a look at them since they've let me down all year. One thing after another. Let's see what we got cooking over here. Yeah, she looks good. Looks real good. I mean, look at them. I believe just by my looking at her and her man, if she continues to grow like this on these big, look at these big knots that she's, and look how big these humps are getting. Okay, they just get deeper and deeper and deeper. Like over here, they're monstrous over on that side. Yeah. We'll get over and look at her in just a second. She continues this, guys. I would not be afraid to say that she's a 1,100 pound pumpkin all day. I wouldn't be afraid to say it. Now, she might measure out at something different, but I'm thinking she's a 1,100 pounder all day long. She is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at these big, big, big ribs, you know. I mean, everywhere. Just, she's leaned up against this one's stump. I mean, she's literally growing on that one's stump there. So, but she's just, I mean, look down through there. Y'all see the, I mean, it's just huge. These, I can lay my, lay my arm in them things, man. They're just huge. So definitely have got some big. And look, she's cantalouped all up on that side. She stays covered. I don't uncover her, so that's not from anything. She's been working her way up. The top is still very, very supple. Okay, where she's not cantalouped yet. I mean, you come out here and every day or two, she's got more. Look here. You see these lines right here? Them lines was not there. You know what those lines are? Do we know what these are? Those are growth, where she has sucked up water and nutrients and has gotten bigger. So we're gonna measure these guys today, because that right there, that's encouraging to see, because this right here means she grew. Okay, oh yeah, she's done grew down and touched her. I can't stick my finger in her no more. Right there on that blossom end, and right there she's still just as smooth as a baby's butt in that blossom end. I love this pumpkin. Love it, love it, love it. This has been an awesome experience on this pumpkin right here. I love this pumpkin. Love it to death. Well, absolutely, this is going to be the seed that I try to work on and do some wonderful things with this one right here, I think. It just feels great in there, guys. I ain't kidding you. It's so soft. If y'all ain't never felt a pumpkin like that, man, you just can't help. I can't help myself. I just keep rubbing it because it's soft. It's just nothing like you ever felt before. Anyways, you got these places down in here and right here, but all of these, and all of these, all of that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. None of that was there the other day when I was over here looking at them. Did not have those. So that tells me that she has sucked up a bunch of nutrients and stuff, and she has gotten bigger. So I am happy for that. I can tell she got bigger because the 60 was over here on this side of the tape the other day. So she's grew quite a bit around, I'd say. Anyways, she just keeps wanting to grow, man. She just keeps on. That's great. I mean, you can come out here and feed her and water her. She just keep on taking it. I just don't know how I'm gonna move this pumpkin. I don't know. She's huge. Absolutely huge. You know what's cool is when your neighbors see your pumpkins, I'm like, hey, can we take a picture of that pumpkin? Because we think it's neat. All right, kid, man, like, look, this is how far I'm standing from the pumpkin. That's about 3 foot from her. And I can't get her all in the frame, height-wise. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Man, I'm just, if y'all can't tell, this is my favorite pumpkin right here. And see what I'm talking about, these knots? These knots were, you know, like a lot bigger the other day, and they fill in. Then they'll knot up again, and they'll fill in again. So, yep, she's cantalouped all over though. I want to get you warm, girl. We need you to get warm. Leave the lights off, or the blankets off of them for a little bit, and let the sun warm them up some real good. And then we'll cover them back up. My buddy did give me a comforter, so we'll put comforter on this evening, on this one. This one specifically, because she's my biggest. All right, on to the next. All right, guys. Got a really nice looking long gourd down in here, as well as a bunch of pumpkins, evidently. Yeah, she's still looking good. There she goes way up in here. And then over here, that pumpkin's got to come off of there. I'm just kind of looking at what all we got to happen here today. Tomatoes. This tomato plant ain't doing so hot. This one over here is trying to live, so we'll keep it going. I'm guessing the beetles got to that one. Yeah, tops are still alive on it, but I'm assuming the beetles have, the Mexican bean beetle has gotten to them. This one here has finally rotted himself off at the bottom, which sucks. He was a nice long bullet one. What we got going on over here? You're looking pretty nice, ain't you? Got a nice little bullet in there. Oh, I guess this area right here is finally, it didn't break, it just bent all the way on over. So, we're not done. Here's a bunch of gourds that I've picked off there. Don't know nothing about them. They're all dead and done. So, let's see what we got going on here. Huh. I'm gonna fix that real quick. Guys, let's go in here and take a gander at what we've done so far today. This is probably gonna be a couple day process, and here's why. I'm afraid if I take too much plant out that I'll end up hurting the pumpkin plants and then they'll stop growing. So I took out a good portion today, and hopefully Friday or Saturday I'll take another good portion out. So you can see how much we've taken out. All right, and there's new growth though. We see all this new growth. I want you to look in just a couple weeks. Look at all this that has happened in here. This pumpkin has completely grown everything back in just a couple weeks. All right, so it's looking good in there. All right, and it's still growing, so we're doing good with that pumpkin. So we know that we can cut this one out and let this new growth take over, and we're all good. All right, you can see the stump there. Comes out of its heel, comes down, 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 hits right here, which is curved right here. And let me see, this is not even on it anymore. Don't look like it has been for quite some time. Hard to tell how long that's grown without anything on it. That's crazy. That is wild. I didn't know it had separated like that. Oh well, it happens, I guess. So it's still alive and growing, I know that, but it's not part of this pumpkin. It's not producing anything with this pumpkin. You see it goes in to the main. You see all the secondaries here and over there. And they go, those secondaries go back that way. These secondaries here go back that way. I pitchforked it until it got here, and then I had to go around the pumpkin with everything, and it just made a mess. But you know, you got all that up there, it's still pumping full. All right, so let's get over here and take a quick look. And yep, she is back on everything. She's back on top of her roots, her vines, and all that. So I don't believe we're gonna be able to pull her again. I can give it a whirl. I don't believe it's going to happen at this point. I think we're there, and that's just where it's going to be. Okay, guys, so sadly, like I say, I could try, but I don't think it'll move. I don't believe it'll move at all. So anyhow, let's go on over here and take a look at the 1209 Hodge, which is right here, is its stump right here. Look at that beautiful green foliage. I'm still giving them nitrogen, okay? So we got special sauce nitrogen, and we got calcium nitrate. So get 2 forms of nitrogen. No, I will not tell you what the special sauce is. But anyhow, we got this all cleared up away from her, so she can stay good and dry. We shouldn't have any issues. Here's the stump to this plant right there, and you can see I cleared all of this, which is her plant, off. I got everything stacked up right here. Now there's still more in here that needs to be taken out, of course. Okay, but for the majority of the bad stuff is gone. All right, that'll allow all this new growth. See, there's new growth everywhere in here. Well, it'll allow that new growth, and it'll really take off. That new growth will fill this all in just a week or two, and we'll be good to go. There'll be no issues. Only problem we're gonna have is keeping it wet. So we're going to have to come out here every day and wet all this. Okay, but now there's no leaves in the way to block it from getting wet and staying, so we're good to go on that front. All right, but we do got to come in here. We got to clean her up. You can see her main goes from there, comes this way, and then right there is where it curves and goes up into her. So right there's her main. Follow it all the way up into the pumpkin. So yeah, then you got all that plant up there. It's all her. Like I say, the rest of the week I'll come in here and I'll start cutting the rest of these bad leaves out and stuff and getting them gone. The same thing with this 2261 Schmidt. We'll come in here, we'll clear bad leaves off all week, you know, just here and there, take a bad leaf, you know, and then maybe Friday or Saturday or Sunday. I know this is Wednesday, so either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, we'll come in here and we'll clean up the rest of this mess and get the plants, get them cleaned up good and stuff. Should have been done, but I was trying to just see, you know, if the stuff I had was going to fix them or not. It's not fixing them, so just take it out. You know, there's plenty up through there that needs cleaned up and stuff. So anyways, gotta get these sunflower heads and everything out of here. Still gotta get this out of here, the bad leaves out of here, and probably do need to come in and give everything a good drink tonight before it gets too late. So I might go in there and turn the water hose on, start letting it feed the plants, and get that done. And tomorrow what I might do is apply some Eagle 20 with some Dicanyl. Of course, I just applied Dicanyl and 7 the other day, also with complete disease control in with it. So with all that, they should be doing relatively well. But you know, it's just that time of the year. Powdery mildew is just trying to take over. So you just got to keep at it, you know. And you can see the new growth is looking beautiful in there. So I mean, look how green it is, how pretty and nice it is. So anyhow, we're going to try to get it all cleaned up, do what we can do until the end of this thing, until we're done growing or they're done growing or whatever. So I'm gonna get the water hose, start pumping some water to them, clean up the rest of my leaves that I've done cut out on both of these 2 plants left, and then we'll try to get a measurement. Okay, we'll try to get a measurement. So let's get back to what we were doing. go in here and try to get us a measurement on this pumpkin. An accurate measurement on here. See what we got going on. All right, guys, that's what she's weighing. Big difference between what I weighed her at on Sunday. Sunday, I weighed this pumpkin at 911 pounds somehow. I know that pumpkin is not no 911 pounds. But that's what I weighed her in at. And then the other day, when I watered everything and fertilized everything, she didn't get any water or fertilizer. So I'm gonna bring that hose back over here in just a minute, and I'm gonna water her again and put some fertilizer down on her and let her have it, because she didn't get any the other day. So we'll feed her. We'll feed her. But I'm running out of fertilizer and I'm not buying any more. So it is what it is. I'm not buying no more fertilizer. I will water, but I'll not buy any more fertilizer for the year. It's just, if I do, it'll be, if I do buy fertilizer, which I know I will, it'll end up being for in the greenhouse. But if I buy it now, then I'll end up having to buy it again, and it's just, I just don't need to do that. So yeah, we're just gonna hold off on how we fertilize. I'll give her a spray, fertilize this pumpkin, and let the water do the work for me. Let's go over here and measure this one out to weigh it. But I think she weighs a little bit more than that. She's just an awkward shaped pumpkin, so I'm pretty sure she's probably tipping at, I'm thinking 980 to 1,000 right now is what I'm thinking. About 980 to 1,000. She's just a very odd shaped pumpkin. It's a little hard to get a good measurement on her, but if I was a betting man, I would say it's between 980 and 1,000. So compared to what she tapes out, she is quite a bit heavy. So anyhow, let's go measure this. All right, guys, I told you those scratch cracks wasn't in there. 1,047 pounds. That's pretty remarkable, I believe, for a first-time grower, first-year grower, whatever you want to call it. That's to me, that's pretty remarkable. I think I did pretty well. Not trying to pat myself on the back, but that wasn't an easy feat. A 1,000-pound pumpkin was not an easy feat, and I'm sure that 2,000 pounds is twice as hard, if not more. Okay, so we got one at 1,000, possibly a second at 1,000. You know, can we get a third at 1,000 and a fourth at 1,000? I don't know. 4,000 pounds of pumpkins, but it has to be in 3 pumpkins that you get the 4,000 pounds. That's a pretty hard feat, but I'm very pleased with 1,047. That's what it's taping at. I hope and pray that she does more. It's looking like we're gonna get some rain. I'm gonna be watering, gonna be fertilizing still, even though we're running out. We've got a lot of water going on over here. Look at all the water there, and we're just letting it fill in on this plant because this plant has been lacking a lot of water. So we're just gonna dump a bunch on her where she ain't got no leaves now, and get her good and wet and moist, and let her have at it. I don't believe I'll be able to blow that pumpkin up. If anything, it'll be the stem that goes, but the blossom end is good and sturdy. So I'm gonna have to move it over, the water over that way. We'll get that measured. Move the water over that way, measure the next ones, but then we'll come back and water this one again. We're not wet back here behind here, and it needs to be. And I need to put some fertilizer on that pumpkin. So anyways, 1,047. I'm pretty proud. On to the next. Alright guys, so there you go. You got it on that one. Hoping for some better numbers. I think 1,000 is obtainable with this pumpkin. I do believe it. My ones I just keep doing good by her and giving her water. I think that I can get that extra 170 pounds out of her. It might start to slow down, you know, and get just creeping it, but I do think 1,000 is obtainable with this pumpkin. So we'll see what we can get. You know, wasn't just a couple months ago I was having real doubts about getting any of them to 1,000, and now 1,100 is possible. Yeah, we're within 53 pounds of 1,100 pounds on a pumpkin. Guys, when they decide to put on weight, they just decide, okay, here's the day I'm putting on weight, you know. And from what I can tell, these pumpkins, they vary so much in what they'll do from one week to the next, varying on the conditions, varying on the care. Okay, everything's dependent upon us and the weather. You know, the care that we give them, the weather. I'm believing right now that since I've cut a lot of these bad leaves out, the new growth is going to come a whole lot easier than it was to try to repair the old growth. You understand what I'm saying? I believe that it'll be a lot easier on the plant and less stressful to the fruit for it to grow new growth as opposed to it trying to heal the old growth. All right. So what I'm saying is I think the old growth was taking away some of the energy from the fruit, and the plant was trying to repair the leaves and the damages and things. Now that a lot of it's gone and cleared out, and that I'll just keep taking more of it out, I think that the new growth, being that it's not sick or nothing, it'll just shoot out there and give energy to the pumpkin. So we'll see if that theory is right in the next couple of days. We'll weigh her and we'll see, you know, what happens. I'm sure we'll be able to tell if she grows any. So let's go measure Elsa, and then, I don't know, there ain't no sense in measuring blowhole, but we'll measure Elsa and then we'll call it a day. There they go. Told y'all. They come back every evening. They leave out of here about that time, go down to the river and hang out for a little bit, and then they come right back before night and go to the lake. Don't know why, but they do every day, all the way till spring. So, pretty cool. So, don't know how good you can see it, but there's several shelves. There's a shelf. They don't look like on the camera. There's a shelf, and it runs all the way from right there, all the way around that whole shelf right there.
That's a pretty
big old shelf cloud, huge. Like I say, it starts over there and goes all the way around. The camera's not really picking it up, but here you can see it really defined. And yeah, I'd say it's getting ready to pour the thunder and lightning on me and some rain. So the wind's picking up, as you can see. So let's cover these bad lads up and get to bed. All right, guys, so there's what Elsa weighed. Doing pretty good. That is right at, it's funny that I hit that weight because that is the exact weight that blowhole went down. She went down at 429 pounds. So anyhow, she's doing good, looking good. I'm impressed with her. I'm thinking maybe we can get her to 1,000 if weather permits and the plant holds up. Maybe we'll get there, maybe we won't. We're gonna grow it as big as we can. All right, guys, well, look here, we appreciate you watching. We'll see you tomorrow right here in the Hollers and Hills of West Virginia.
Don't forget to smash that like button. Hit that notification bell. Don't forget to share.
Thank you, good sir.
You're welcome. And subscribe.